your hand. We have 2 microphones. We'll get you the microphone.
Meredith.
Meredith, go ahead.
Aaron, what do you think of the facility, the field, and what excites you most about this series?
So I just walked on the field to get here, so I haven't really got to drink it in, but it seemed really cool, feels new and exciting and different. Clubhouses looks great. Looks like they've done a really good job in just my initial reaction to it. Looking forward to the workout today and getting a feel for it. Obviously a lot of foul territory. Looking forward to the guys being able to get to move around after having a day to kind of recover a little bit yesterday. And then, we got out and saw some young London ball players, which was a lot of fun to spend some time with them. But looking forward to, hopefully going out and playing well and giving London a look at Major League Baseball and 2 of obviously these historic franchises going at it. A great rivalry. But looking forward to hopefully going out and putting our best foot forward and getting a W is the biggest thing for us.
Did you make it to Buckingham Palace today? And if so, what was that experience?
Yeah, it was cool. That's where I came straight from here. That's why I haven't seen a lot of the facilities yet, because I basically got here about a half hour ago and got dressed. So saw the changing of the guard, sort of. We walked down the road leading up to it, Alex and I, and it was neat. My family was there with me, so got to experience a little bit more culture. My family's got to experience a lot more than I have so far, but it was good for me to see that.
Aaron, there's more fans in this ballpark than you're used to, and it's also a neutral environment. So what kind of experience are you expecting playing in front of this crowd?
Yeah, that'll be different. Obviously, both teams wearing their home uniforms is something different. It's exciting. It really is. I think it's something that I've certainly been looking forward to since, going back to spring training when we first started talking about it. I know the players are, and I felt like this week leading up to this, and even our day game on Wednesday, it felt like an excitement from our guys about coming over here, and now that it's reality, getting to see a different look when we take the field and in that neutral kind of situation. I don't know. Ask me when it's over what that's like, but it should be pretty neat.
So knowing this is the first game they played Major League in London, what inspiration you want to leave to the London fans?
You know what? We want to grow our game, and it's an opportunity to do that. And just for me personally, getting out to and seeing kids we're bringing over obviously a lot of great players that are easy to attach to and become big time fans of. And if we can kind of spread that fire just a little bit, then it'll have been a really good trip for us. Because we do have a responsibility, I think, to grow our game and to continue to pass it on. And hopefully, this is something that starts that continuing to grow here in London and England and all across Europe.
Aaron, as you know, when Mariano came out of Panama, that's soccer town, right? Football country, and it required a big star from Panama for Panama to develop baseball. Do you think that's going to be required in England in order to develop baseball?
Maybe. That would obviously go a really long way, to see somebody rise up and become a star in our game. Certainly goes a long way. But I think things like this also do. I was frankly a little bit surprised to see just the level of athlete and kid participating in our little clinic that we did with kids. I felt like they understood a lot more than I needed to explain, and I had no idea what to expect. So if those kids can, and their passion can lead to some of their friends starting to play, and kind of the eyeballs that are obviously going to be on this over here with our best rivalry in our sport, hopefully that's something that can contribute to that. But a star from here eventually obviously goes a long way in upping the popularity here.
Yes, Aaron, the obvious comparison for baseball goes to cricket here in the UK, in England, and also the other big sports in England, of course, are football or soccer and rugby. How knowledgeable are you with those three sports?
Not very. Cricket, not very. Rugby, other than throughout my life, some late nights up watching, you come across a rugby match, is it called? I'll take that in. I'll drink that in. That's always a lot of fun to watch. Football or soccer, I have gotten much more into. My oldest son plays a lot, and so I've spent the last several years watching a lot more football than I ever thought I would, and I've grown to really enjoy the sport. So, yeah, those are my experiences, I guess, with those three.
Hi, Aaron. Since this sort of feels like a postseason setting, do you have a lineup yet that you can announce? You're still thinking about that?
No, not yet.
Over here again, Aaron.
Mr. Boone, you have already a star from Europe, or not?
Say that again?
You have already a star from Europe.
Oh, Max Kepler?
No. Did you ever know
Oh,
Didi Gregorius?
Didi. Well, I'm talking London.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didi, of course.
Yeah.
There's stars, of course, from Europe, but yeah, I thought I was answering a London specific question.
But you are in Europe.
Correct.
Thank you.
First time here.
Aaron, a lot of times when these kind of trips happen, there's a focus on like, hey, it's still a business trip, but how much do you want your guys to still enjoy the culture and the experience besides just, the focus on winning Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, very much so. And a lot of our families are here. A lot of the players' families have come over. I think Major League Baseball's done a good job in kind of, giving us that time a little bit and having the couple days off in front of the games, a day off when we go back. So I think that does allow guys to, first and foremost deal with the travel and the rigors of that, and kind of get settled in a little bit. But I know yesterday a lot of our guys were able to get out and really experience things. I'm sure they're doing some of that in spurts today as well. Then on top of that, it is a business trip. And with our guys, I don't ever worry about that. And, we're playing the Boston Red Sox. That tends to get your motor running a little bit hot anyway. And so we relish these games. Our guys will be ready to go, and hopefully we can go out and play really well.
Hi, Aaron. How are you? As someone who's had such an iconic moment in this rivalry, I'm talking about Game 7, 2003, obviously. What does it mean to you personally to be part of the next chapter of Yankees-Red Sox lore?
It's an honor to be a part of this rivalry. I got to experience it for the first time in 2003 when I got traded over, and I always told people, I consider myself a fan of the game, knowledgeable of the game my whole life growing up in it. And coming over from the National League, Tim Naring, who now is with us, who played for the Red Sox back in the day, said to me, "You have no idea what you're about to walk into." And I was like, "Of course I do. I know I follow this game." And he was right. It's it's something that's a lot of fun to be a part of, a lot of fun to experience. I think our players now get to enjoy that, obviously with both teams being very good and the history that exists between the two teams. So it is special to be a part of it. It's humbling to get an opportunity to walk out on in both our ballparks, and now first game over here in London. It's something that I think guys cherish, and now that I'm a part of it as a manager, it's just a continuation of understanding you get to do something really special for a living.
Aaron, you just mentioned that you hadn't had a chance to see too much of the field, but obviously, you saw the foul territory, the short dimensions. How will that impact the way you set your lineup?
We'll talk about that a little bit. I don't think it'll have that much impact, honestly. We'll play according to our matchups. You could probably kind of figure out what our lineup might be that first day, but and we may alter it by a guy or two in the second game, but I don't think the field will have any impact on my decision of what our lineup will be.
You guys, we'll just take a couple more. Masahiro Tanaka waiting. We're here in the middle and then in the back.
Speaking of the field, I'm in here, middle.
Oh, sorry.
Speaking of the field, you mentioned the foul territory. What other quirks are you looking forward to exploring when you finally get out there?
It looked like the backstop from home plate was really close, and obviously the overhang over home plate looked a little different and unique. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to getting out of here and walking over there, and on my way back to the clubhouse, I'll kind of take it all in and get my feelings of the surroundings. So it definitely looked unique walking out there, but it looked like they've done a really good job in getting it ready.
What did you think of 385 to center field?
We'll have to see. I think we'll get a better idea in batting practice how the ball carries there, and if it does kind of truly play that short, or is it not carrying as well. Those are things that we'll have a better feel of probably after batting practice.
Aaron, on our flight over here from New York, we saw people from Staten Island, from the Bronx, from New Jersey, people who planned their entire vacation around the London series. I'm wondering, what's your message to the folks that spent that kind of time and money getting over here?
First of all, we're grateful for that level of fandom. And I think we understand that as Yankees, that, we get a lot of eyeballs, obviously, but we have a lot of great and passionate fans that, are as big a reason why we are the Yankees. It's because of our fan base, and as passionate as there is in all of sports, really. So we are grateful that people have, set aside resources to come over here and be a part of this, because those are ultimately the people that are the reason we're over here, is because our fan base is so large and so strong and so passionate. That's probably one of the reasons why we're one of the first teams to be coming over here to showcase our game.
Thanks a lot, Aaron. We'll see you here tomorrow. We're going to bring up Yankees pitcher Masahiro Tanaka. He'll be starting tomorrow's game for the Yankees. And for the media, we're going to do questions in English first, and then when the English questions are done, we'll do questions in Japanese. Okay, questions for Masa?
Masahiro, what was your level of excitement when you found out you were getting the ball for game one of this series? And do you treat it like any other game, or is it different because of the atmosphere?
この試合で投げることが分かった時の気持ちというのはいかがでしたかっていうのと、やっぱ他の試合と違うのかどうかっていうそのあたりちょっとお話しいただけますか。
そうですね。このシリーズの第一戦に投げるっていうことは MLB の歴史にとっても また一つのページになる、日だとは思うので、そういう日に投げられるということは、非常に光栄だというふうに思ってます。
It's very honorable, I guess is the right word. I think it's going to be a historic day for Major League Baseball, and to be able to go out on the mound on that day and pitch a game, it's honorable.
Masa, there's a very long foul area here, kind of Oakland-like is what it's been described, the foul area, and also a short to dead center with 385 and a 16-foot wall. How do one take into all these aspects of a different field into account?
Okay. まあフィールドが、まあね、オークランドぐらいのファウルグラウンドでっていうので、あとまあ385しかセンターがないっていうあたりで、まあピッチングしていくにあたってどういう戦略というか何か変わったことをするのかどうか、そのあたり。
ファウルグラウンドの広さは何だろう、もちろんオークランドの球場に似ているという部分もありますし、僕も日本で長くプレーしてましたけども、日本の球場もファウルグラウンド広い球場が多いので、そこに関してはもう見慣れた光景っていう部分ではあるんですけども、投球に関してはね、作戦的な部分があるんで、ここではちょっと言えないですかね。
As far as the foul ground goes, yeah, obviously, like you said, it's very similar to Oakland. And, I've been playing in Japan, obviously, for quite some time. And a lot of the stadiums over there have wider foul grounds. So it's actually not new to me. But as far as, how I pitch out there, how as far as all those strategies go, I kind of like to keep that to myself.
Masahiro, did you look at this strictly as a business trip for you because you're pitching tomorrow, or did you look at it as a business trip and also a chance to sort of experience London and all that it has to offer?
まあ今回来るにあたってロンドンね来るにあたっていわゆるもう本当にもう試合に来るっていうそれだけに来るっていう。いわゆるビジネストリップ的な感覚でいらっしゃいましたか、それともそれと同時にロンドンを少し楽しむじゃないですけど味わうっていうような部分もあったんでしょうか。
もともとなんでしょう、日本からねこの MLB の世界に来たっていうところも自分にとってはビジネストリップなので、なんかそれの延長みたいな感じで全く楽しもうっていう気持ちはなかったですし、なおさら登板があるということなので、そういう気はさらさらないですかね。もし投げないんだったら多少あったかもしれないですね。
If I hadn't been pitching in one of these games, maybe there was an aspect of, enjoying London a bit. But for me, it's strictly business. For me, coming to MLB or to the States and pitch, that itself, I kind of consider that as sort of a business trip. So to me, it kind of feels like an extension of that. So to answer your question, yes, it's strictly a business trip for me.
Masahiro, are you going to get a chance to go check out the mound at all and test that out? And do you have any concerns about pitching on a mound like for the first time that you've never been on?
マウンドでちょっとチェックする時間っていうのは持てるんですが、やっぱそこに不安みたいなのってあったりしますか？
どこであっても初めて投げるっていう機会はあるので、そこに関してはそんなに心配してないですけど、これが終わった後そういう時間少しいただけたんで、チェックしたいとは思ってます。
You always go to new stadiums and you have to pitch in like new mounds. So, that's nothing new. So I'm not overly concerned or worried about that. But I did get a chance, we were just talking, I did get a chance to go out there on the mound and kind of get a feel for it after this. So we'll be able to do that.
Masa, as an international player, how important do you think these kind of events are for Major League Baseball to promote the game internationally?
やっぱりインターナショナルの選手としてMLB の一員として選手としてやってらっしゃるというところを踏まえて、こういう場で こう野球をするということは大切なことだと思います。
そうですね、野球の良さ、魅力っていうものを、たくさんの人に、知っていただく機会だとは思うので、野球のそのマーケットが広がっていくかもしれないというチャンスだというふうには思います。
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. I think it's a chance to, show the beauty of the sport and sort of be able to showcase it to a wider audience. So I think it's very important.
Okay, we're going to switch it up and we'll take questions for Masahiro in Japanese, if there are any.
All right.
Nothing?
Yeah.
Oh, because I thought it was going to be English and
Yeah. Any questions in Japanese? We can go back to English if there's any other questions. Front.
時事通信の長谷部です。ロンドンに来てみて実際周りの雰囲気とか街の雰囲気、あと時差の体調の関係ですとか、その辺の来てみた全体的な印象とかをお願いします。
All right. So the question was, can we get your impression of London? Obviously, there should be some jet lag and everything like that. So that considered, how your sort of impression on the city of London.
僕にとっては、来るのは初めてなので、街並みとかそういう風景っていうのは車で移動している時でしか見てないですけど、自分にとっては新鮮なものでもありますし、体調ね、コンディションに関してはもう自分にできることをやって整えていくしかないかなというふうに思ってます。
It's obviously the first time for me to come to London, so I haven't been able to see much, but just like going, being in the car, just looking out the window, being able to see, what the city is like. That's pretty much it. As far as so it is kind of refreshing, and as far as my conditioning and everything goes, it's kind of what it is. So you have to try to do your best of, how you're feeling.
日刊スポーツ石川ですけども、このシリーズは正式に決まったの1年ぐらい前だったんですけども、その時に自分でこのマウンドに立ちたいっていう気持ちは持っていましたか？それが決まった時に本当に改めて5人のうちの1人しか投げられないんですけど、そういうことについてどうお考えですか？
So 1 year ago, it was decided that the Yankees and the Red Sox will be playing here. And did you at that time have a feeling of wanting to pitch, for this event? Obviously, there's 5 guys in the starting rotation, and only 2 get to pitch. So, just your thoughts on that.
そうですね。それ決まった時は。ロンドンで試合やるんだっていう、漠然としたところでしかなかったですけども、実際に投げることが決まって、そういう歴史的な日に投げられることは嬉しいなというふうに思いました。
When it was decided, I didn't think much about it. I just thought that, all right, well, we're playing in London. But when I was told that I'll be pitching in one of the games, it was I guess honorable for me to be able to go out there and pitch in one of the historic days for MLB.
We're going to take one more on the right side over there.
すいません、スポーツ日本の後藤と言います。田中選手も先ほど野球の良さ魅力をたくさんの人に知っていただく機会だという話をされましたけど、実際にメジャーリーグの試合というのを初めて見るお客さんというのが非常に多いゲームになると思うんですけど、そういったお客さんたちに対して自分の中でどういうピッチング、どういうゲームを見せたいというふうに考えてますか？
So the question was, obviously there's going to be a lot of people watching this game for the first time. And wanted to get your thoughts on what type of pitching or what you want to show these audience tomorrow when you go up on the mound.
まあそこはね、自分が投球するにあたっては、もうマウンドに上がったらそこはもう全く関係ないことかなと思うので、自分は自分らしくいることが大事なのかなというふうに思います。
You know, just go out there and be myself. Just go out there and you know, compete. Everything else kind of goes out the window. It's time for competition, and just be myself and go out there and compete.
Thanks very much, Masahiro. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
here tomorrow. Yankees outfielder Aaron Judge will be in. What's that? Aaron Judge will be in at 3:30. 3:30 for Aaron Judge.
Guys, Judge will be 3:30 today, post-workout, 3:30. In here.
I'll introduce everybody, and then I can kind of handle this side with them. Yeah, I'll kind of just point out. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, if you see somebody over there, you can just go for it and just let me know. But what I'll try to do is kind of go side to side unless one side
Six shrimp. They can find a way to smuggle it. What time is this? What time? This is all judges have to Jimmy, the second part. All right, so you want Jimmy's on I would never take the the cemetery right near town.
You couldn't even get his credit. They wouldn't let him go through the security.
Fine.
You'll meet him more.
Yeah, there's still some confusion over that. Were you and Rob or something?
2 out of 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. What's the deal? What time is that?
You good? No good.
Still good? All right, we'll feed it later.
What are you looking for? Press conference meeting.
Radio. You know what you got?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
What do you got, Ian? You're jumping in. What do you got? Come on, man. Coming in hot?
Very good. Where you like to this? I
like that.
Congrats.
Jealous. You're jealous of being out at the top.
Don't worry about it.
That's it, thank you. Let's go to the cattle together and
Josh, what are you looking for?
DEI.
Yeah. How many people you have here?
100. Not enough, Johnny.
No.
Lineup card, we print those on legal paper. And I know you can so.
People know here? What's up? What's up? It's in the room.
All right, well, we'll welcome the Red Sox to London. We'll get started with Red Sox manager Alex Cora. We have mics on both sides, so just wait for the microphone. Who wants to start?
Johnny.
Do Johnny in the corner.
Alex, how do you view this trip as a working trip or a pleasure trip? And what do you hope the team and baseball accomplishes here in London these next 2 days?
I mean, it's very important not only for us and the Yankees, but for baseball in general. Always the chance to show the world what baseball is all about, and obviously our rivalry and having two of the best teams in baseball here is a big deal. I'm a big fan of international baseball, as you guys know. I was part of the WBC 3 times, and playing in the Caribbean and Caribbean Series and all that stuff. It's always cool. So it's a new experience, but it's one that we're gonna embrace. Obviously, it's 2 important games, and both teams know it. We don't have to let the guys know that, although we did already. But it's not like, hey, these are very important games. They understand that, but at the same time, yesterday was a great day for everybody, for the players, for the families, just to walk around and learn a lot about London and the culture. And today we got a chance to work out, but at the same time, they did what they did this morning, and I mean, we're gonna have fun with it too.
Just to follow up on that quickly, from the European point of view, this is all new for us. And your colleague on the New York Yankees earlier was talking about the beauty of baseball. In your opinion, what is it that makes baseball beautiful, and what do you hope to show to an audience that doesn't know it?
Yeah, and for me, baseball it's been beautiful from the get-go. My family was very involved with baseball in my hometown in Caguas. My dad was the founder of the Little League chapter over there. My mom is very passionate about it. My sisters are too. And, I got a brother that, he's involved too, and we love it. It's something that runs in the family. In the country where I'm from, baseball is kind of like, we have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's something that we're very accustomed and very passionate about it. And for the people here, you're going to see two of the best teams in the big leagues. And, between us, there's a lot of rings, a lot of tradition, and it's something that people enjoy watching back home. And I know the people here in London are gonna have a fun time watching these two teams play the next 2 days.
Hi. NFL first came to London for regular season games back in 2007. Do you think baseball's maybe 12 years too late?
It's never too late. That's the way I see it. I think the opportunity came up and we jump on it, and it should be a fun weekend. And if this is the beginning of something big that MLB and London can get together and keep doing it, it'll be great. I think there's a series schedule next year already. You got the Cardinals and the Cubs. That's another great rivalry. And I think regardless of the traveling and in the middle of the season, all this stuff, the guys are gonna come here and they're gonna embrace it and they're gonna have fun. And I think the fans are gonna love it, and something that probably MLB will keep bringing it here. I think it's a great idea, and the fans are gonna take advantage of it.
Alex, you talked about the series being important for both teams. Obviously, you guys are behind, so a more urgent need for you guys to win.
Thank you for reminding me. I was trying to disconnect that.
Is it challenging to strike that balance? As you said, you get why you're here to promote the game and everything, but these are pretty important games for you guys.
Yeah, they were important when we scheduled it last year too, so we knew regardless of where we are in the standings and the way they're playing, but it's something that we knew coming in to the season it was going to happen, and it just happened that we are where we are in the standings, and we've been playing better. I think obviously we want to be more consistent on what we do on a daily basis, but to come here and play two good games and move on is very important. I've been saying all along, I'm not actually worried about these two games. I'm the one that we have to take care of is after Rick and Eduardo pitch here is going to Toronto and Detroit and keep playing good baseball. That's the most important thing. We can't get caught up on this is only the Yankees and London. No. There's more baseball to play, and we have to finish the first part of the season strong.
I guess would it be more fun if you were in first place as opposed to third place?
It's always fun when you're in first place, but this is where we at, and like I told somebody the other day, there's different ways to make it to the promised land. And last year was on that magic run and a historic season. This year we took another turn, and another avenue, but our expectations are the same, to win the World Series again.
People in Great Britain know the names Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees. It's such a famous rivalry worldwide. But what does the rivalry mean to you personally, and can you explain it to people who don't know so much about them over here?
No, it's always fun to play against great teams, and throughout the history of the game, they've been the best. You see how many championships they have, and you go to New York. Nothing against the new stadium, but I kind of like the old stadium. It was great, and playing for the Red Sox from 2005 to 2008, it was a great experience. The last 2 years, I had the pleasure of playing against them in the playoffs, with the Houston Astros in 2017 in a great 7-game series, and last year, we played them in the ALDS, and it was fun too. So, you always want to play against the best, and they're one of the best teams in the big leagues every year.
Alex, kind of piggybacking a little bit off of what Ken was asking you, but does this feel, maybe if not postseason-esque, does it feel like a big event, and can that be a springboard for you guys, do you think?
I mean, we've been looking for springboards the whole season, so if this is the one, so be it. Yeah, it has a different feeling as far as, it's not even the traveling, it's just the clubhouse and what you get and the media and and all the instructions I'm getting from Kevin, so it has a taste, and whatever. But going back to the springboard, it's just we control that, and then the way we can come out of this or whatever it is to start playing better baseball, be more consistent. We shown some flashes, certain times, 3-4 days, and then we don't do it. So that's what we're looking for. Try to be consistent, and if we do that, we're going to be in a good spot.
Yes, I know you've been here in London only for about a day or two, but what's your take on the London culture, the cuisine, and what have you been up to?
Honestly, not much. We got baby twins, so whenever the twins are not around, sleeping is like the top thing to do. Yeah, but we walked around yesterday. Actually, we went to one of the palace, and it was a great experience. Today, I went with Boone to the change of guards. I mean, that was pretty. It was interesting to say the least, But I know the guys, they took advantage of the whole day yesterday. If you follow them in social media, it seems like they had a great time. And that's what it's all about. They had a full off day, and we didn't schedule anything as a team. We wanted them to have fun and experience the culture and all that. And I think they did yesterday.
You talked about Devers in the 2-hole and him finding success in the 2-hole. Just what about it, the 2-hole, you think has made a difference aside from the fact that he's...
No, I honestly think like he was good in the 4th hole and the 5th hole. He's been great the whole season, so it really doesn't matter where we hit him. He's been very consistent. One thing about Rafi from the get-go, he was swinging the strikes compared to last year. He wasn't expanding, and when you do that, you're gonna start, your average is gonna be up, and obviously your on-base percentage, and you're gonna start dominating the game. And we talk about him like he's a 27-year-old guy, veteran guy. He's only 22. This is just the beginning, and we're very proud of him. The way he's going about his business, the communication. He's been great, even trying to speak the language, and then communicating with his teammates. He's been amazing, and I'm very proud of him. It's somebody that a lot of people thought that it wasn't going to happen, and yeah, it's happening. And on a daily basis, there's something special happening at third base for the Boston Red Sox, and he's been amazing for us.
Alex, just with the All-Star starters got announced last night, how surprised are you that none of your guys got elected? How hopeful are you of a few of these guys coming to Cleveland with you?
Like I said, the players don't control that. The fans, they're the ones that vote, and they voted for the guys that we have. It's a pretty good lineup still, but a little bit disappointed that none of our guys made it. But I do feel the players. I know they select the reserves, and I know how it goes and how much attention they pay, and they take it very seriously. So it wouldn't surprise me if we have 3 or 4 guys making it, maybe 5 guys into the All-Star game. We're good? Thank you.
Okay, we'll get started with Mookie Betts and Rick Porcello. Start with John in the corner.
Guys, how do you feel about playing in London, and how do you feel about the dimensions of the field with a 388-foot center field?
I mean, I'm definitely excited to play here. Be in the first games, and I think it's still another game that we have to take seriously, and go out and win. But yeah, I'm definitely excited, and the dimensions don't matter to me as much as other guys.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing the atmosphere tomorrow. Stadium looks great. The ballpark that they set up, it looks fantastic. So looking forward to getting out there and competing with everyone watching. And as far as the dimensions go, 388s, that's 9 feet of breathing room compared to Fenway, so that's not bad. It's 379 to center there, so we'll take it.
Rick, when Tanaka was in here before, he was saying for him this has been a business trip because he's got to pitch. Has that changed it for you that, it's different because you have to pitch in the game tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely. Yesterday was my day to enjoy this trip and really experience London and the culture and everything that it has to offer. And honestly, when I woke up this morning and looking into tomorrow, it's been, me getting locked in mentally and preparing the way I normally do and what I got to do to go out there and give us a chance to win. So I had a great time yesterday, but yeah, as far as today and tomorrow go, it's back to business as usual and getting focused and preparing the way I need to prepare.
Hey, Mookie, for you guys, even with everything that's going on, this is still a big series, a team that's ahead of you in the standings. How much will that kind of click in once the game starts, that these are games you guys need?
I think we know from the beginning that these are games that we need. So I think, like Por said, yesterday was our day to kind of hang out. Today is a day to where we had to prepare for tomorrow. After we can go enjoy dinner and whatnot with our families, and then we'll wake up tomorrow ready to go.
Go to Ron in the front here.
For both of you, what did you go and see yesterday with your families?
Well, I didn't. I don't have anybody here with me, so I went spent the day with Brandon Workman. He's solo as well. We went over to Camden Market, took a ride over to Shoreditch, a couple other places, and Piccadilly Circus, and just kind of walked around, drove around, hopped in some cabs, and just tried to enjoy the culture and see and learn as much as we could.
I went to the Borough Market with the fam, kind of walked around a little bit, grabbed some food. They got in a little later, so I went to play golf first and then the Borough Market. Yeah, I forgot the name of the place.
There's been reports in the UK that the clubhouse, which the soccer players would usually use, was not quite up to standard, and they remade it, especially for you guys. Have you had a look, and is it up to standard now?
I don't know what it looked like before, but it looks good now.
Good now.
Yeah, it looks great. Everything looks fantastic. So the facilities, as soon as we walked in, have been first class the entire way. So we definitely appreciate that, and yeah, it's been really nice.
Good to hear.
A year ago, May, these two games were officially announced, and at the time in the AL East, wow, you guys were flying high, and the Yankees were playing catch-up. Now, a year later, the roles have reversed. Is it fair to say, really, these two games are more important for the Red Sox than the Yankees?
I don't think we can speak for the Yankees, but we know that they're extremely important for us, especially, anytime you're chasing down somebody in front of you. Every ball game you play is important. We got a chance to close the gap against the team that we're chasing. It makes them even more, meaningful, just because we can pick up an entire game as opposed to a half a game. But yeah, these two games and every other game we play after this are extremely important for us to gain ground.
Rick, we all know how good the Yankees are offensively, but as a pitcher, what specifically makes them so difficult to navigate?
Yeah, I think you just look at them top to bottom, and